Oh hey Markiplier, check out this very easy to beat platformer I made.
Okay.
No, stop! What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I could be doing anything, but no!
I feel within
Oh my
me
God!
a peace
No!
above all earthly dignities. A still and quiet peace.
This is Jumpking, a difficult precision platformer where you play as the Jump King, and your goal is to climb upwards in search of the smoking hot babe of legend. Sounds simple. What's the catch, Lapits? Oh, it would have been simple if it weren't for that one simple gimmick in its jumping mechanic. Instead of pressing jump, well, to jump like a civilized person, you need to hold it to charge your jump, and the longer you hold, the higher you jump. It is also a rage game, and just like other rage games, you lose a lot of progress with simple mistakes. Now, I haven't played this game myself,
Thankfully.
but I've watched all of its gameplay twice by a guy called Merg.
Love you, Merg.
So yeah, for my first public game, if you can even call it that, I wanna make a 2D precision platformer. A little bit like Jumpking. Almost like Jumpking. No, it is not a Jumpking clone. It is not a Jumpking clone. First thing that we are gonna do is we are gonna make a cube. And not just any ordinary cube, but a 2-dimensional cube. Wait. After that, we open up Godot, create a new project, open up the script, and oh shit, I've actually forgotten how to program. I guess I shouldn't have left game dev at the end of 2023, which I talk about in this video.
Please go check it out, thank you.
After revisiting some beginner tutorials and tangling with my old code, I managed to put some nonsense code together, enough to have the most basic movement possible. That's it for today, little progress, but I remembered some programming stuff, so that's cool. So I kinda managed to make the game in a week. Well, not really, but I'm still gonna pretend like I did. And because of that, I'm gonna continue the video in a day-by-day format. So currently my character can move around, but he can't jump. And if he can't jump, then we should start questioning the point of his existence. Because duh, it is a jumping game. What are you doing, Mr. Q? So, in order to add a chart jump to my game, first I added a timer node. Let's set it to something like 1.5 seconds for now. Now the challenge is to make my character do a small jump with a quick tap and a big jump when I hold the button or the timer runs out. Let's watch a tutorial. That might help.
Now I'm going to create a bool variable called canJump and a float called jump value. Cool. Let's make him jump if the jump value is 20 or greater than 20. Cool. I will create this method that resets the jump value. Very cool.
No thanks. I'm using a timer so I can adjust it later while playtesting, and your solution doesn't give me that ability. You know? Pause. Now, Mr. Lapits doesn't realize that solving this problem his own way will lead to new issues down the road that he'll soon regret.
Foreshadowing.
Okay, let me tell you how I solved this problem. I'm also gonna put this gameplay of one of my game projects here, so people with attention span of less than 10 seconds wouldn't get bored. Here we go. I've got 3 numbers: jump power, which is how high you jump, start time, which is 1.5 for now, and remaining time, which could be any number between start time and 0. Now, I need to make the time ratio a number between 0 and 1, so I can multiply it by jump power to get a number from 0 to 2000. Are you following? Good. We can solve our problem with time ratio equals remaining time divided by start time. Now, if we hold the jump button for 1.5 seconds, the remaining time will be 0. So time ratio and jump power will also be 0, which is not what we want. Therefore, we invert the ratio by making another variable called power ratio and put it equal to 1 minus time ratio. And at last, we need to calculate the actual jump power with jump power times power ratio. Now this solution is kinda smart, and I don't know how much you know me, but I'm not smart. I just got this solution from an AI, and I'm gonna take all the credit for it. This was the only time I managed to get a working code from AI, and every other time I tried to use AI to fix my code, it just started rewriting my whole code, filling it with random bloats and creating new problems without fixing the old ones. So yeah, AI is not worth it, guys. At least not for now. But you know what is worth it? You all have that one programmer friend who just sits in a corner and doesn't play that many games, right? Yeah, those guys are pretty handy, not gonna lie. Although this is a different programming language and a different field from what my friends are doing, they were very helpful with teaching some programming concepts and helping with problem solving. 2 days in, and we've got movement and jumping. What else is remaining? Oh. Right now, when Mr. Smiley hits a wall, he just slides all the way down, which is something that I don't want. He is missing a wall bounce. Okay. Do you remember when I added the timer node instead of following the tutorial, which I now realize I could totally do with code? Well, that backfired horribly. I mean, I still kept that timer node till the end of development, but I was forced to write some of my movement code in 2 different places, which slowly started to make everything to fucking brick. I would add a new line here, or I would change something even slightly there, and it would give me like dozens of error messages for like, I don't know, whatever reason. I had to write the movement script almost twice and double check every change I made in both of them. I wish I followed the tutorial from the start. But I'm too lazy to switch my logic now. While I was figuring out how to add a wall bounce, I found something cool. Godot's documents. Every time I forgot about something and I wanna know more about it, I just need to hold Ctrl plus left click and boom! I've instantly got access to the whole offline document about that thing, which is always enough for me. Still not satisfied? Well, just open the online documents, which has even more explanations and details about every single damn thing in this engine. It is actually too detailed for my brain to process. With the help of Godot's documents, I managed to get the Wallbounce working, but my code is getting pretty messy and I'm constantly changing stuff. What if I wanna get a backup of my code? Or what if I accidentally mess something up and need to revert my code? Well, allow me to introduce you to GitHub, a great cloud-based program that allows you to store, manage and share your code with anyone you like. Every teeny tiny little change that you make to your code is tracked and stored both locally and cloudily. So you can always go back and fix something you messed up. Once you're satisfied with your current code, just push it to the main branch and update your game. I'm starting to feel like an actual programmer now. Also, I went to Sprite and made some cool looking assets for my game, including grass textures, rock textures, background sprites, and a new character sprite. He is now called Mr. Smugface. With some new knowledge on how to write scripts more cleanly thanks to my programmer friends, and the excitement of using GitHub, I spend most of the day rewriting my whole code to be a bit cleaner and less buggy. It also has a jump buffer thingy, which I won't go into details as it would make the video quite
boring. Shut up, nerd.
Hey, what's up? Sorry for that, but I binged all day. Didn't work on anything. For 3 days, but I'm not counting those as actual days. I'm not in a challenge or anything. Currently, my game has cool code and visuals. But do you hear that? No, that's because it has no sound effects. There is this free program called SFXR that makes cool low bitrate old school sound effects that are just perfect for this game. And great placeholders too, if you're struggling. I made a bunch of sound effects for my game, which took like 15 minutes in total. Then I wrote a custom function to play those sound effects with some volume and pitch variations. Programming can be fun, guys, you just need to trust the process. My game is pretty much done now. It has a somewhat functional movement system, chargeable jumps, wall bounces, some low-level art style and sound effects, and a playable level. So I spent some time adding a HUD, showing a timer and some buttons, and a win screen.
You win! Yay!
Wow, I'm so creative with win screens. Alright, now that the HUD is done, I exported my game, gave it to some friends, and watched. Now, this would be where I'd show you a montage of my friends screaming and raging and all that, but unfortunately, I didn't record any of that. So you'll have to take my word for it when I say they struggled. But hey, that is why playtesting at every stage of game development is important. It gives you fresh eyes on your game, helps you find weird bugs, identifies confusing or overly difficult parts, and highlights the good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, so my game was hard, obviously, and had some movement bugs that I'm not quite sure how to fix. But it was also kinda short. My friends were able to beat the game in an average of 25 minutes, which is a lot for such a short level. Well, I don't want to brag, but I managed to speedrun it in only 50 seconds. Don't get me wrong though, my game has a learning curve. I've got like 5 hours of playtime in it already. Also, someone managed to beat my game in about 8 minutes by taking an unintended path that skipped a very difficult jump, which made me so mad that I opened up Godot, made that unintended path even harder than my intended one, and added an entire second level so my playtesters couldn't beat it so easily and quickly. Alright, it is the last day of my game dev journey. I have a professional and playtested game that no one except myself has finished, and I'm feeling confident enough to make a mobile port out of it. So I started making some cute control icons, changed some UI stuff to look a bit bigger, and watched some tutorials on how to actually make the controls work and also export my game. And here comes the moment of truth. Oh, it is so tiny. So because of my game's aspect ratio, I don't think I can make it look bigger on mobile screens. I should at least be able to move the buttons to the black sides of the screen, but I have no clue how to do that. So this will have to do for now. But if you think you can help me get it fixed, come join my Discord channel. I just made it and it is so lonely in there. Please join my Discord channel, I beg you. Wait, hold on. I thought you said you made the game in 1 week. Well, I kinda did, fellow viewer. But because I procrastinated on writing this video's script for like, I don't know, a whole f***ing month, I added some tiny things like change some old sprites, clean some game files, fix some ugly map layouts. Oh, finally one of my friends beat the second level in like 2 hours. By taking another unintended path that skips a very challenging jump, so I patched that out, added a whole third level which is even harder than the other two, adjusted some jumps to be less difficult because my playtesters are not pro gamers like me, changed the game's name to Geometry Jump for no fucking reason, and I added a secret skin just so I can have a more eye-pleasing thumbnail and intro. And that wraps up my very first public, easy to beat game. It is available for Windows, Linux and Android. Links are in the description. Also be warned, this game will probably destroy your sanity, so play it at your own risk. By the way, currently no one but me has beaten this game, and I couldn't even speedrun it. I know with the skips I found, I could get a sub 125 seconds run, but pulling off a successful run with no errors is really tough, so even I'm out. Okay. Thanks for watching. Smash like if you enjoyed the video and smash dislike if you didn't. Also please subscribe, I'm trying to be a YouTuber, you know? And check out my Discord too. I'll be more active in there than here on YouTube. I'm just saying, and I will see you in the next one.